Gregory Johnson, that's you? Who's your lawyer?
It's John.
Have you seen this?
I have not seen it, but I was told.
He's tested positive for 6 drugs. Boy, wasn't that a surprise?
I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Come on up. What is his bond, please, on Mr. Johnson? His what?
1,000.
Okay. Mr. Johnson, you have tested positive for tetrahydrocannabinol, cocaine, methamphetamine, amphetamine, and barbiturates. And of course, one of the conditions of bond is you shall not commit a crime, and it's illegal to possess either of these, any of these drugs. And you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, actually 5 in your system right now. And you're not supposed to use any drugs. So your bond, anybody want to say anything?
Yeah, sure. I got, he wants to say something. I want to say something now. I would say this originally, Your Honor, I asked the court if we could reset this case because his father just had a stroke and he's taking care of his father. So we were doing a reset for that. But I think he wanted to explain some stuff to you, Your Honor.
The only thing I was doing was weed and meth. I don't know what they had in the middle. I don't know. Just
All you were doing were weed and meth.
I know that's bad.
Do you see anything bad?
Yeah, that's terrible.
Okay.
I go to rehab for you. You can put me on probation for 5 years just to piss test me every month. I swear to God. I swear, man, please.
You can't even use the right language, can you?
I don't.
Urine test is the
Urine test.
proper language.
Right.
We're on YouTube and everything else, and all you use is slang and street talk.
I don't know no slang. So
Yes, you do. Did you go to school?
Yes, sir.
How far did you go to school?
I went to
How far did you go to school? How far did you go to school? What grade?
8.5.
Sir?
8.5.
Okay, but you know urine, you know that, and you're just using the slang words. This is a court.
I'm sorry, but I'm really sorry.
And then, of course, your outfit was terrible. Now, that was ridiculous.
I'm sorry. I do community service, 1,000-hour community service, and everything on.
No, you know what?
Please.
You're setting the rules.
I don't want.
You're going to set the terms.
No, I'm just saying. I'm trying to plea bargain with you, man.
Yeah, I know.
You're
You're not please bargain with me. I'm sorry about this, but this is ridiculous. You're supposed to be handling a family matter, and this is the way you do it. This is the way you honor your dad, by being high on drugs in court. Your bond is revoked. It's $60,000 is his bond. He has to have a drug patch as a condition of the bond. Sorry, but you had money to get drugs, didn't you? They're not giving them away. Yeah, your father is passed, and you're just using drugs in his honor. That's not right, sir. You need to be more responsible than that. My goodness. All right, that's that one.
You could have easily killed yourself, your partner who was running with you like a fool, you shooting up in the air, both y'all drunk, or you could have killed somebody else because you're making horrible decisions. You biting people. Come on, who does that?
I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
All right. So, Mr. Kamani, on the case for reckless conduct, discharging a firearm, another firearms discharge on count 3, theft by receiving stolen merchandise, count 4, and carrying a weapon concealed, count 5. What is your client plead to the offenses?
Your Honor, to counts 1, 2, and 3, he's going to plead nolo.
Okay.
Count 4 will be no pros.
All right.
And nolo to count 5.
Okay. For Mr. Todd, he has battery, family violence, count 1, battery, count 2, simple battery, family violence, count 3, and simple battery, count 4. How does your client plead?
Guilty to count 1, and counts 2, 3, and 4 will merge.
All right. Factual basis and recommendation for the case.
Yes, Your Honor. On May 23rd of 2021, while an officer was on patrol of court, Jonesboro, Georgia, where the incident did occur in Clayton County, the officer observed, who was later identified as Mr. Roderick Todd, and a second individual. The officer observed Mr. Todd firing a handgun in the air, and then observed both of the parties walk across the street to Parkway. The officers made contact with both subjects and determined that the defendant had in his possession black Walker 9mm serial number B as in boy, A as in apple 0153. After checking the gun, it was determined that the gun was stolen out of Alabama, and then the officer then took the individuals into custody. The state is recommending for count 1, 12 months of probation, for count 2, $300 fine, 40 hours of community service. Count 3, 12-month probation run concurrent with count 1. For count 4, the state is moving to no pros. For count 5, 12 months probation. Additionally, the defendant must forfeit the weapon, the 9mm serial number B as in boy, A as in apple 0153.
Where's the firearm safety class?
And a firearm safety class, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Todd, how old are you, sir?
30 years old.
Mr. Todd, what kind of idiot are you? What, you think the bullets float up in the air like astronauts in space? You don't think they come down? I just read an article yesterday where a single mama of 2 children was killed because somebody shot up in the air. They wasn't shooting at nobody. They shot up in the air. The bullet came down. Guess who it hit? A single mama on her way to get food for her husband and her, she wasn't a single mom. Actually, she's married, going on her way to get food for her family, for her husband and her children. So 2 children now not have no mama because some fool shot up in the air. Where do you think the bullets are going?
I was intoxicated, ma'am, and I wasn't just thinking completely
So
straight.
you drinking and handling a gun?
I was just trying to test it out and
Okay,
make sure.
so let's be clear, real clear. Part of this is going to be he is not to have or possess any firearm during the course of this probation, and we're going to run 12 to 1, 3 consecutive to 1. So for the next 24 months, no firearm. You understand? Because if you're stupid enough to have a firearm and mix alcohol with it, that's, you just ain't got good sense at all. You're just trying to kill somebody. For the next 24 months, I want Clayton County to be safe from you.
Yes, ma'am.
What you do for a living?
I work with my family business.
Okay, that could mean anything: drugs, gun running. I mean, lawn service. What is it?
FOM management. My parents, we got a business. We rent out properties.
Okay, so I'm a little familiar with that because that's my family business too. Oh, you running around, your parents working hard, building, getting properties, acquiring properties, managing properties, working on properties, but you don't put yourself in the business because they're getting older. You ain't doing none of that. Now you running around drinking and shooting guns in the air because you don't have a bit more sense. A business person does not do that. So that tells me that your family, this is your family that did all this building and acquiring. And now since they're getting older, you're trying to insert yourself into that, but you don't have a business mind. You ever pay quarterly taxes?
Oh, man.
Okay, so yeah, you don't know nothing about that. So no, you is unemployed except for when your family asks you to do something for the business. Did I interpret that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Go on to the next case. I've been doing this for 7 years, and even before that, I had common sense. For real? Go ahead.
Yes, Your Honor. On January 2nd, 2022, an officer was dispatched to 7, and that is in Riverdale, Georgia, where the incident occurred in Clayton County in reference to a domestic disturbance. Upon the officer's arrival, he made contact with Ms. who is the victim. She advised that the defendant, Mr. Todd, who was her boyfriend, had gone to visit another relative, and during that time they got into a verbal altercation, and the defendant told the victim to leave the residence. As she packed her belongings and left, the defendant followed her out and told her to come back. When she came back, he began choking her with both of his hands. She advised that she did not lose consciousness, and she was trying to separate herself from Mr. Davis, Mr. Todd, and then he began to strike her in the face with a closed fist. Again, he pulled her in to attempt to hug her, and then bit her on her upper back. The officer did observe the bite marks on the back of the victim, and Mr. Todd was taken into custody. The state is recommending 12 months to serve 30 days. Mr. Todd has been in custody since January 20th of 2023. 12 months to serve 30 days, credit for the time served. the balance to be probated. Family Violence Intervention Program, $300 fine, no contact with the victim, Your Honor. Counts 2, 3, and 4 would merge.
So back to the case ending in 06716. So, sir, I'm going to sentence you to 12 on count 1, 12 months probation. Count 2, $300 fine, 40 hours of community service, and 12 months probation to run concurrent with count 1. 12 on count 3 is 12 months probation to run consecutive to count 1. On count 5 is 12 months probation, forfeit the firearm, and not have any firearms during the course of your sentence for the entire 12 months of count 1 and count 2 and count 5. And also for the entire 12 months of count 3, you'll have no firearms in your possession. Any firearm possession, whether it's yours or belongs to somebody else, will result in a revocation of your sentence, a revocation of your probated sentence. On count, on the case ending in 01705, 12 months to serve 30 days. Credit for time served, the balance will be probated for you to take a family violence intervention program course, to pay a fine in the amount of $300. That's going to be $444, and to have no contact. If you have contact with, then you will risk being sentenced to jail time for the remainder of the 12-month sentence. You'll also risk being charged with additional misdemeanors and with possibly with felonies. Now, let's talk turkey, Mr. Todd. You're a 30-year-old unemployed man who's going around wreaking havoc and mayhem. Is your problem drinking? You got a drug problem or an alcohol problem? Tell me. Okay. So also you'll attend 2 AA meetings per week as part of your sentence on the.
All right.
And you'll show proof of having attended those 2 AA meetings per week. We clear?
Yes, ma'am, for the entire 12 months.
Yes, sir. Mr. Todd, you're 30 years old. If you don't get your life together now when you got this opportunity, you're never going to get your life together.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm 20 years older than you, and look at how silky smooth my skin is. You 30 years old, and life has been hard. You looking at it. Get yourself together, sir. I mean, it's not a game. You could have easily killed yourself, your partner who was running with you like a fool. You shooting up in the air, both of y'all drunk. Or you could have killed somebody else because you're making horrible decisions. You biting people. Come on, who does that? You almost choked your way into a felony. Had she said she was unable to breathe or lost consciousness, you would be in felony court right now. Not before me.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, get yourself together, sir. Why waste your life? And let me tell you, please, please, please don't fail to do my conditions, because you will be back before me. And if you're not doing what I say for you to do on the outside, then there's no reason for you to be on the outside. You hear me? Every sheriff who sat in that seat has assured me they got plenty of room in the jail. And I suspect this one will too. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Anything else on behalf of Mr. Todd before I put him in a breakout room with the Mr. Carmichael?
No, Your Honor.
I made a little video here for my subscribers. And you new guys, I wanted to say to all of my wonderful subscribers, thank you all so very much for making the choice in subscribing to my channel. Every single one of you that make up this number. I, like this monkey, would give you a big kissy kissy. But since I can't do that, what I shall do instead is think of you all the next time I take a bath. What I have also done to say thank you is create a playlist for my subscribers that watch my episodes to the end. It's unlisted, so the only way you can access and save the playlist is by me giving it to you right now. So please accept this gift from me to you, as it will give you early access to episodes of mine before I release them publicly. Again, I cannot thank my subscribers enough for getting me off the ground. So, until next time, I'm off to have a bath.